Hey friends, how's it going? I know it's been a while since I last uploaded, but today I had a spark of inspiration, and also it's kind of my only day off all week and for the next 2 weeks because I am completely bogged down by university. So I'm going to use this opportunity to jump on the latest fad and just rank things from apparently S to F, which is apparently how the alphabet goes. I'm going to be ranking the horses. The horses from the horse show that a fair number of you subscribed to me for in the first place. So if you've stuck around for, I don't know, the last 3 years, I'm making another horse video. Except I'm just going to be dragging pictures onto a weird chart. I have organized the horses into different categories. We've got the main characters, royalty, relatives, the children, background characters, the new children, other relatives. I made a mistake, but don't tell anyone. The new children and other creatures. The other creatures. I'm going to be ranking all of these characters on two main factors: design and development. So basically how good they look and just how much I like their personalities and character development. So right off the bat, the main 6 characters probably gonna be hovering around A tier. There is no character that I strongly dislike within the main 6 characters. However, I will say I like the apple horse and the fashion horse slightly less than these 4. And I think to clarify who my favorite horse is out of the main 6, I'm gonna move the shy one into S tier. Because, I don't know, she hasn't had many great episodes recently, but I just think she's neat and relatable. So yeah, main 6 spread across S, A, and B tier. They're all great characters. So then we move on to this little guy here. In my opinion, damn near every Spike episode is horrible. However, I don't think he is worthy of being in the bottom 3 tiers by any means. He's not an awful character, he's just not very well favoured by the writers and probably doesn't need to be in the show at all in the first place. He goes into the sea. Let's hope he can swim. Moving on to the royalty. My favourite of the three big powerfuls, if we're not including the book horse, Princess of Books, would probably be Nighttime Horse. Unsure whether I would like to class her in A or S tier. I guess we'll find out how crowded S tier is by the end of this, because I should say in advance, there aren't that many characters in the show that I strongly dislike. It's a pretty well-written, well-rounded show. For the first few seasons anyway. We'll get into that later. Then I would put Sun Horse in B, and Crystal Horse with Spike. Then move on to the siblings, in which Party Horse has 3 of them apparently. I don't know how that happened. They look nothing like her, but we're just gonna roll with it. Big Mac is... I used to really like the gimmick of Big Mac only using one word, and in the times when he actually speaks properly, it made it pretty impactful, but I think they're kind of overdoing his presence in recent episodes, so that kind of brings him down to a C. Then Brother Horse, I'm gonna put him in C as well. He's okay, I guess. Now, this is where things get more tricky. Actually, that's a lie. I've been panicking this whole damn time. Now, some of you may know that for a very significant amount of time, Super Shy Horse was actually my favorite of all the horses. However, upon reflection, she has pretty much no development. So that will have to knock her down from S or A tier to B tier. The Angry Sister is not great, not gonna lie. We have our first D. We have our first failure of a character, except she's not really even that bad. She's fine. I don't particularly hate episodes that include her, but she's like a bit flat as characters go. Now, this one on the other hand, the perfect mix of sarcastic ignorance. She is hilarious and potentially worthy of S tier if I so decide later on. Then we have the children. The children. Not gonna lie, also not a fan of CMC episodes. However, I must point out my favorite of the 3 is the curly horse. So we're just about Actually, that's a lie, we're not even halfway through. Buckle up, because things get a little more complicated now, as these characters are far less recurring, and I have much stronger opinions about them than the main cast. So starting off with the Derp Horse, she is a fantastic addition to the show, I think. I'm very glad that they wrote her back in after the past drama that she caused. She's basically, you know, a big thank you to the fans, and every scene she's in, she basically steals it. Doesn't even have to say a word. Great horse, S tier. Lyra Horse is pretty neat. Probably one of my favorite character designs in the show. I was kind of distracted by her having the same voice actress as Sports Horse, but despite that, she's pretty good. If it was based on design alone, I would also put her in S tier, but she's more of an A for now. Bonbon is very similar, great design, but not much development. She belongs underneath Lyra. Don't take that out of context, please. So then we have Dubstep Horse, probably my actual favorite character design in the whole show, not gonna lie. A tier. Doesn't even have to say a word. She's great. She's inspired so many musicians in the fandom, and for that alone, I think she deserves to be on the top rungs. British Music Horse is also very similar, also deserves to be underneath her, and that brings us on to the non-100 episode special background characters, such as Colgate, I think she's called. I don't know. Pretty interesting design, but I haven't seen much of her character show, so she's gonna have to fall into C tier. This is just my opinion, and trust me, I'm gonna hold some much more controversial opinions later on. Then we've got Shouty Military Horse, who is also on fire. She doesn't really do much, but she does also have a great design. B tier. This guy, he's a bit boring, he doesn't do anything, and he's a bit of a generic Chad, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Now we move on to Book Horse Clone, who actually has one of the best episodes in the entire show. I think it was one of Larson's final episodes. It was very well written, had a great message, great character development, but we haven't seen much of her since, and since her character design is not too original, I'm gonna have to put her in the B's. Oh boy, it's close. We're almost there, guys. Fake Magic Horse. She's alright, I guess. She's kind of annoying, but I will say she has definitely been propped up in recent seasons. If the show has stopped at season 5, she'd probably be in D tier, but D or E tier, but I think she deserves to be in C tier. Now here comes the controversial opinion. Please put down your pitchforks while I explain myself with this one. I thought Communism Horse was probably one of the best villains the show had seen, and her recurrence in the background of the entirety of season 5 was really cool and fun to, like, you know, look out for. However, I really think from the moment she was reformed and basically became a 7th main character, the show took a significant nosedive, to the point where seasons 6, 7, and 8 are all a blur in my mind. I cannot tell which episodes belong to each season. Coincidentally, that is also the time span in which she has become a main character. I would have been okay with her being reformed if she just became a recurring background character, like the likes of, you know, Fake Magic Horse. But no, I think she just isn't unique enough as a character. She's basically a Horseworld replacement for Sunset Shimmer. Actually, that's exactly what she is. Show Stuff realized how much they liked her, so like, oh, let's name a character almost exactly identical to her and play the 7th wheel character. Upon further review, I think E is too low. I'll put her in D. Should be higher because her design's pretty neat. I say her design's pretty neat, but to colorblind characters, she'd probably look identical to Book Horse.
You both look and act so much alike. What?
But, you know, I'm not colorblind, so I'm not gonna mark her down for that. Next we have Communism Horse's boyfriend. Yeah, he basically doesn't get much development. Has a very interesting design, but I'm not a huge fan of his personality or development. Same goes for other bakery horse, I guess. They kind of, all these like newly introduced main characters are kind of falling into the same tier now that I realize it. But now we move on to a fun section called I Hate Children. Now I'm placing every single one of these characters into the E tier. They're kind of a replacement for the CMC, ever since they basically graduated childhood. There are some standout characters. I would say Smolder has a pretty good design and an interesting personality, as well as the Griffin character, who I cannot remember their name. The others, what can I really say about them? This guy does nothing. He's called Soundbar or something. He probably would be more useful as a soundbar. We got the Griffin, who's basically a bit of a dick.
His name's Waters!
You're f***ed up, you mate.
An asshole!
Friendly changeling. And then we have character who attempts to be cute by being annoying. And now we move on to the final four. We are almost done. Discord, when he was a villain, was probably one of the greatest villains, probably still is. My favorite villain in the entire show. Return of Harmony, probably still my favorite season opener by quite a long shot. John Delancey's a perfect fit for the character. Almost every episode that Discord is in is either hilarious or interesting, except for that D&D episode. That was a bit weird, probably because I didn't get it because I don't play D&D. All things considered, I think he is an S tier character. He's just fun, you know? He adds a bit of spice to every episode that he's in, and he's used infrequently enough for it to have not gotten old yet, which I think is pretty good. Then we have King of the Reformed Bugs. His character design kind of hurts to look at. He has an unfitting voice, is a bit feeble for a leader and annoying as a protagonist. Blue Dragon also had one of the best episodes from season 5. She has a great personality, great development, and a great design. So for that, she belongs safely in the A tier. And finally, that brings us on to our final little monster, the creature. This character is basically everything wrong with the current seasons. She is literally just a toy. That is her entire purpose. She does not need to be there. Her presence in any episodes is just to mess things up and ruin people's lives. So yeah, this demon spawn is the only F tier character in the entire show. And those are my opinions. Gonna make a couple corrections. Gonna move Nighttime Horse into S tier, as well as Music Horse. I think that pretty much sums up my opinions on the characters. If you want to make your own list, I have provided a link in the description to this very format. And yeah, just have fun, yell at me in the comments for why I'm completely wrong in every way. Thanks for watching and goodbye.